Yo, so the video you're about to watch is a much different one than anything I've ever made or ever thought I would make. Honestly, just felt like doing it because it's the type of videos that I personally like, and I remember watching whenever I first got into Dead by Daylight. So it's just the tips and tricks videos. A lot of it is gonna be stuff that people probably already know, even though some of it I'm sure some people didn't know. Yeah, a lot of it's just stuff people know, and especially if you watch Kaido. I'm saying the guy, but I know who he is. I love Kaido. He just knows every secret there is to this game. This guy knows exactly where each individual like log is located on each auto Haven map. I decided to throw this together, just a little couple tricks for hopefully new people and even some veterans maybe. Some stuff they won't know. I plan on making more videos like this, like underrated perks, underrated builds, etc. I even have an alien tip in there. Like, that's something I know. I hope anyone watching this enjoys it. So if you enjoy it, please like it and maybe subscribe. That'd mean a lot. It'd mean the world to me, actually. I've been getting a lot of views recently, like a lot of views to me anyways. I'm really blessed for it, so I appreciate everyone that watches my video, even if it's just like 1 minute, or even if you're a hater. So yep, I hope y'all enjoy the video. I also want to mention, shout out to my friend Dalton. The guy you see in some of my videos, his name is Fang. He helped me get a lot of these clips, so I definitely would not be able to have this video without him. Because, geez, I know he had to go through a lot of boredom just to do some stuff I wanted him to. So, I appreciate you, Dalton. Using a flashlight, you can blind enemy zombies for a little bit to stop them from moving, and they will also react to diversion pebbles. I'm at the gun! While playing as Nemesis, his zombies will have their hands upward, like this, when they're chasing a survivor that's nearby. Survivors recently got a buff to fast vaulting, and it makes it so that as they fast vault, it puts them further towards the opposite side of the window, especially the guy characters. When playing as the Onryo and you look at your TV, when a survivor is nearby, it'll flash images on it, and when there's no survivor in proximity, it'll just be white and static. As much as I hate the blight, this next thing I consider an exploit, and I'm only showing it because I feel like everybody wants behavior to notice it so they can do something about it. But when you're standing below a staircase or somewhere like that, Blight during his rush cannot hit you, and this also works with Demo Shred and Nemesis Tentacle. On Glenville, you can hit over this loop. While playing as the artist, if you know survivors are working on a gin and you want to secure a hit with your crows, if you summon a bird and walk a good amount of distance forward, like a good amount of distance, and summon another one, and send them at the same time, it'll register and hit them. When playing demo on the game, you can do this shred on one of the top floors to like play around this loop. Honestly, don't know why it's in the game, but as a demo man, I really love it. When playing against the dredge, if there are two lockers beside each other, always lock only one of them. So that way, if the dredge teleports to either of them, it will always make him teleport to the locked one. So essentially, like, you kind of double the lockers that are locked. So when playing as Alien, your runner mode has to manually charge up, but it takes a lot longer whenever you're not in your tunnel. So if you ever run out of it, just go into the tunnel. You could just sit there for like 4 seconds and you'll have it right back up instantly. And also, be patient with your tail. When playing as Pig, the only time you really want to crouch is when you're mind gaming around a pallet. Basically, what you want to do is ambush one way, showing your red light, and then instantly flick back the other way around the pallet or window. And another thing the survivors will do is if they catch on to you like doing this mind game, when they see you crouch, they'll run away from the loop. So listen for their footsteps so that way you can be ready for it. This next tip is for Myers and it's kind of weird, but basically if you have Tombstone and you've already let the survivors know that, a lot of them, if you get close enough to them and they think you're gonna 99 and just instantly pop it on them and they're near a locker, they'll hop into it. So if you're not close to being, tier 3, then you can just bait this and get a free hook. At one of the drop downs on Gideon, you can break the pallet as you fall, and if you're chasing a survivor that drops in the hole, this could be convenient because you can get a pallet out the way and potentially a hit and chase. When in a situation with a Wraith and you have a pallet that's thrown down, or you're at a window and he's cloaked, instead of just letting him break or vault, instead just slow vault over a pallet over and over and over until he either gets the break over you vaulting it, or he simply just uncloaks. It's something simple, yet it can actually buy a lot of time for your team, and it's actually really helpful, believe it or not. While versing a Deathslinger, for some reason, whenever he's aiming at you, you can hear like this kind of high-pitched like squeal or something. To me, it sounds like chains. I'll let you hear it for yourself. It's something faint, but it's kind of cool. I don't know why this is a thing. When playing as Huntress, the longer you hold your hatchet, the further and faster it will go. You'll get an audio cue and a visual cue for it when it's at its max. When facing an artist, if you're swarmed by crows and you're near a locker, just quickly fast vault into it and then out of it, and you'll get the crows off you. But I advise you do it as long as you're healthy. Against Michael, whenever he stalks, there is no collision. So if he's like blocking a window vault trying to get you 99, you could just simply vault through him. Or if you're around a corner, just like go in and out of him, take him out. Okay, while playing demo, certain maps will have like 2 stories that you can like fly out of, or hills. Charging up your shred and hitting off of them correctly gains you so much more distance. I know some people do not think it does. Trust me, it gains you a lot of distance. So while playing Skull Merchant, basically what you want to do is just find yourself a 3 gen and you just want to camp. While playing Trapper, don't place your traps on the inside of pallets like this, but rather place them on the outside like this. Because a good survivor, if they notice that a trap is on the inside of the pallet, they can just throw that on the pallet and just vault over it. On Eerie, you can break this wall with Demo Shred like this. Also on Area with Demo, you can use your shredding on top of this generator in the main building, and maybe if you have like Insidious or something, or Tinker, you can make like a cool play with it, I guess. You can see survivors working on a gen from afar if you can just see like this orange glow, even if you can't see the survivors. Demo has something called the Slide Tech, which he uses on the cars on Badham, as well as Autohaven. Basically what you do is you look at like the corner of the car, and you can just like teleport to the other side. I don't know how to explain it, but it's super like amazing and helpful. So you definitely want to learn this. While playing Plague, at the start of the match, any close by like 2 or 3 gens you have, puke on them, and or if you have a Hex perk and it's near you, you can puke on it. So that way, whenever you're on the opposite side of the map, if someone gets infected out of nowhere, you'll know that they were on the opposite side of the map. Also, if you suspect the survivors in the locker, just puke on it, and it'll tell you if they're in there. When playing Clown and you see a survivor from afar that you're trying to chase, I definitely recommend using your yellow bottles to throw further ahead of you. So basically you just want to charge it up and you'll get like a little wind up noise, kind of like Huntresses, and you want to look down just to throw it further ahead of you, because if you look up like straight ahead, it'll throw above you. Also, while playing Clown, if you hit your bottle into a tree, it'll spread out from a further area of effect. While playing Freddy, you can actually put your snares through walls, and I think it works like through honestly most walls. So use this to mind game like around the loops and stuff. But make sure you don't do it at the beginning of the game, because obviously survivors don't start off in the dream world. Also, this isn't a tip, but this is a lower accurate Freddy, so I guess honestly it actually is a tip technically. And to wrap this up, the final tip I can give is to all survivors, no matter what you're doing, use objects. Like, if you can make it to a pallet or a loop, obviously do it. But if you're in a dead-end area, don't just die just running in the open. Use an object, because you're going to die regardless. So, what's the worst that happens if you fell going around an object? You die like you're going to anyways? At least sometimes you will get out alive. Trust me. Use objects. Trees, little tents, barrels, dude, zombies, the little new flame turrets for Alien. Use anything. Chests. Just use it all.